Here's a quick overview of how you can take a Rive file and set text in a nested artboard in Unreal Engine. So in my Rive file, I've got 3 artboards. I have this button artboard. I've got a column artboard that has 3 button artboards nested inside of it. And then I have a main artboard, which has 1 column artboard nested in it. There's 2 important things we have to take care of. The first is giving every nested artboard and text run we want to change a unique name in the hierarchy. And the second thing is all of those elements need to have export name enabled. So I'm going to start with my button artboard, and I'll select my text run, and I need to give it a unique name. I'll call this my text run. And then we have to right click it and enable export name. Let's go over to the column artboard, do the same thing. I'm going to rename each of my nested artboards. Then I'll select all of them and right-click Enable Export Name. And then lastly, in my main artboard, I'll rename my column artboard and right-click and enable Export Name. And that's all we have to do in Rive, so now I can export this to runtime, and I'll hop into Unreal Engine. So in Unreal Engine, I already have the Rive plugin installed and enabled, so I can just drop in my Rive file, and it'll automatically create a couple of files for us. First, I want to add the widget to the viewport, so I'm going to go to my character blueprint, and from Begin Play, I'm going to create a widget, and select the one that was created for us. And I want to add it to the viewport. So if I compile and hit play, you can see there's our widget, but of course I want to set the text. So I'll open up the widget blueprint that was created for us. And first I need to make sure that the Rive widget is a variable. So down here, I'm going to select the Rive widget and make sure that is variable is toggled on. And if I go to the graph editor, you can see that our Rive widget is a variable. I'll drag it into the event graph, and I want to set the text on Rive ready, and there's an event specifically for that. I'll click the plus button. There's our event. And to set our text, first we have to get the artboard from the Rive widget. And now, from the artboard, I can set text. And we want to use set text value at path. This is the one for setting text in nested artboards. And this is where we put in some of the information we set in Rive. So the in input name is the name of the text run we want to edit, which is my text run in my case. The in path at the bottom is the path to the text run from the main artboard. So in Rive, you can see that I named my first nested artboard my column. And in the column artboard, I named each of my nested button artboards my button 1, my button 2, my button 3. So the path to the first button would be my column / my button 1. And the in value here is just the text that we want to use for our text run. I'm going to set that to play game. And now, if we compile and hit play, we can see our nested text has been set. So I'm just going to repeat that for my other 2 text runs. The paths to my other 2 buttons would be my button 2 and my button 3. And I'll change the text on each. And there you go. That's how you set text in nested artboards right in Unreal Engine.